Van D, a dynamic leader with decades of experience building companies and crushing sales. He's been there and done that.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Van D.
Inspiring audiences across the country to do it too. Here's Van.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Van D podcast. I'm so glad you're here today, and I'm super fired up because I have one of my favorite guests who's a regular on my podcast, Jeff Herdzina, the owner, founder, and president of Exit Big, a business brokerage. And Jeff, welcome to the podcast today.
Hey Van, thanks for having me back.
I love having you back because, Jeff, you look at things the way I want my audience to. You care deeply about people. You're kind to everybody. And you've got a great business model, and you're constantly learning to get better. That's all we're trying to do on this podcast,
Yeah.
All of us, all that. So today I wanted to talk to you about, I love spiritual. I love reading spiritual books and listening to spiritual people, not necessarily preachers, but people that are spiritual in life. And one of the things that one of my favorite evangelist is he always says, put on your invisible crown. And normally when you see someone wearing a crown, usually they're either royalty or the winner of a pageant. A crown can have several symbolic meanings. But to me, this is what a crown means to me. A crown to me means strength, courage, discipline, and respect. So just because you don't wake up every day and put on a crown doesn't mean you can't be someone who is worthy of respect. And Jeff, I truly believe that God wants those of us who choose to live like kings and queens, which I hope my audience wants to live like kings and queens, to do so. Because not everyone wants to go through life feeling like royalty or striving to be the best they can possibly be. That's okay. You have the right to decide how you will present yourself to the world. However, I happen to believe that if we set high standards for ourselves, then we will encourage, inspire, and empower others to do the same. Jeff, what's your feelings about what I'm saying about we all should wear an invisible crown?
Well, one of the things that you just said that sticks out to me the most is you said choose to wear a crown, right? And it's a choice. So I like that. That sticks out to me. I mean, that's like saying, hey, today when I woke up, I said, I'm choosing to have a good attitude. It's my choice and no one else's choice. Same thing with the crown. Choose to wear a crown.
I really believe in that. I believe it's a confidence thing, Jeff. I mean, it's all about confidence. If you're confident that you deserve to wear a crown, that you're walking into every situation, you want to light up a room, you want to be the best version of yourself. And to me, that's how I interpret when they say put your crown on, put your invisible crown on. So I also believe that invisible crowns, Jeff, they aren't made of rhinestones. To me, they're made of discipline, like I said earlier, respect. But to me, they are made of discipline, hard work, and courage. I think we need all of that. And, I talk about this with my audience, Jeff, because that's the people that are tuning into my podcast. They want more. They want more. They're not tuning this in saying, well, I'm going to tune in a Van D podcast to be average. It ain't going to happen. So
turn the channel.
Turn the channel, right. So the more confidence we have in ourselves, the more contagious that confidence will be to everybody in our office, our family, everything. So to me, the sign of a leader is a sincere desire to help others. And that's why I like doing business with you, Jeff, because you have that. You have a sincere desire to help others. Before you put on your invisible crown, ask yourself, now to me, we got to ask ourselves the following 6 questions. And to me, if the answer to each question is yes, then you can put on your crown.
I want a robe too.
You want a robe?
Yeah.
Let me see, Pat, the most powerful podcast producer in the world. Is there such thing as a crown and a robe we can get Jeff?
Yes, for Jeff. You got it.
Yes.
All right. You just heard it from the man, Mr. Pat.
I wrote that down.
Okay. So here's the questions that we all have to ask ourselves if we deserve to be wearing a crown. 1, do you go to work every day wanting to be a bright spot in the life of everyone you meet? And do you try to leave people? That's actually 2 questions. Do you go to work every day wanting to be the bright spot in the life of everyone you meet? And do you try to leave people feeling better than they were when you found them?
Oh, I love that.
I love it too.
One of my core values is make an impact. That's it. Is, every person I touch, conversation, whatever, be a bright spot. Leave them in a better spot than before.
And sometimes that's not words. Sometimes it can just be a big smile on your face.
Yeah. Yep.
So you agree with that also?
1,000%.
And I really do. So number 2, do you make positive statements throughout your day and not join in when others are complaining, gossiping, or being negative? If you don't do all that, I think you deserve a crown too.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Let's face it. There's a lot of people running around the world that like to complain. And it's, the trend, it may be easier to join in on it than it is to say, hey, wait a minute, and call them out and say, have you thought about it like this? So that one's probably tough for some.
It's tough, but here's what I always like to put things in perspective. I say that you don't have to have a brain to complain. Anybody can. You don't have to be educated. You don't have to be smart. Anybody can complain. I don't want to be anybody. I was looking forward to seeing this person that I used to work with at my past company I haven't seen for a long time. And I forget negative things. I always remember the positive things in people. And I'll never forget this person we meet. First thing out of this person's mouth is, I said, hey, how are you doing? And this person said, well, I'd be doing a lot better if the car in front of me wasn't going so slow on the way here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is that really the greeting? I mean, wow. I've never heard of a car going slow. Or when people say, well, I'd be doing better if it wasn't so cold out. Well, then move to the equator. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Say something positive. I believe that people deserve to wear a crown when they don't complain and they're not negative and they don't gossip.
I like to ask them a question. So what do you think we should do about that?
Yeah, I love that. So next time somebody says I'd be doing a lot better if the car wasn't going so slow in front of me, I should say, so what do you think we should do about that?
Yeah, try it.
I like that.
And then put your hand on their shoulder and give them a little touch.
Yeah.
Say, what should we do about that?
Yeah, I like that. That's because I didn't. I immediately just went like, oh my God, why am I having coffee with this person?
Yeah.
Number 3, do you stand tall and feel confident in your daily routine and not allow anyone to treat you as if you are unworthy of respect?
Yeah. And if not,
eliminate them.
Yeah.
I mean, stay away from them. I don't want to be around anybody that doesn't respect me. There's people in my life, very important to me, that have not shown me respect. And it sucks, but I don't want to be around them.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it really does mess with me because they may be family members, and it really messes with me. But if they don't show me respect or treat me like I'm worthy of it, I don't want to be around them. My life's too short. God doesn't want me to be around him either.
I'm trying to think of that one line from a movie. What is it? And gosh dang it, people like me.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is.
Well, actually, you're speaking Saturday Night Live, and the guy Stewart.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
he looks in the mirror and he goes, I'm somebody and people like me.
Gosh dang it, people like me.
Yeah. Yeah, he ended up being a senator in the state of Minnesota. Yeah, so that's exactly right. I mean, so that's number 3. Number 4, are you trying to be the best parent, son or daughter, spouse or significant other, coworker or employer or employee, the best you can possibly be? I think those people are worthy of wearing an invisible crown.
They should get 2 crowns.
Yeah, if you really make a conscious effort to say, I want to be a great dad, I want to be a great son, I want to be a great boss, I want to be a great coworker. I mean, if we say that enough to ourselves, we're going to be that person.
I always like to say, why not?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you?
It takes more energy to be bad at something than it does to be good. I really believe that. Mm-hmm. Number 5, this is one of my favorites, are you creating a strong work ethic and discipline to accomplish your business goals and dreams, or to be a great team player? I'm a big fan of a disciplined work ethic. I believe in my life I've achieved great things because of my work ethic. It was definitely not because I've got a PhD or I've got, my claim to my success has been a strong work ethic.
Right. Me too. I agree.
I don't care if you got fancy or software, you got a nicer office building, I'm going to outwork you. And that's been my philosophy my whole life. I will outwork you.
That's how I got on the field in college football.
You know, those that don't know the name Jeff Herdzina, Jeff was a very, very, very popular running back and then wide receiver.
Keyword.
Very successful.
Was.
Yeah. Now if you saw him, you wonder how he can bend over to pick up a pencil. Not true, but I had to throw a dig in.
But at least I have a crown and a robe.
That's right. That's all that matters.
I'm special.
You are special, my man.
People like me.
People like you. Gosh darn it, people like me. Now I got to go look up that Saturday Night Live episode. All right, last one. This is huge. Are you leading by example in your workplace? I think that people that deserve to wear an invisible crown, this is huge. Are you leading by example in your workplace? In other words, are you the type of manager, employer, or employee that people admire and look up to?
I love this one. I love when people do this. Maybe there's people complaining and somebody says, hey, what do you guys think about this? And they're leading by example.
Yep.
Yeah, that one definitely worthy of a crown.
Leading by example. And I know, Jeff, the idea of pretending that you're wearing a crown may seem a little corny at first, which I'm not afraid to be corny. However, I dare you to try it. I dare you to try it. That is, if you feel that you deserve it. Because I believe if you aren't willing to do what it takes to wear a crown in this lifetime and on this planet, that you won't get another chance. The time is now. I believe if you put your crown on, show the world who you are and what you're made of. And here's the cool thing. Here is the cool thing. You may have never, ever felt like you deserved to wear a crown because you haven't practiced any of these 6 things that we've talked about. The cool thing is you can make a decision to start tomorrow to be a top salesperson, to be a great leader, or to encourage others to bring out the best in themselves, to be confident or to lead by example. So, Jeff, I feel you put on your invisible crown, and when you do, you have to constantly ask yourself, do you deserve it? And then you're going to practice those 6 things.
And what's that one saying? You can fake it till you make it, right? Act as if.
I totally agree with that. But one of the things I really want to get across to my audience is folks, if you haven't felt this way about yourself, if you haven't felt like you're deserving to be royalty and to wear a crown or to pretend you have one on, you can start tomorrow. You can say right now, tomorrow I'm going to be kinder. I want to tell you something. I've experienced this in my lifetime because I've been selfish. A lot of my time building my company Which sometimes it takes some selfishness to build a big company. But I've learned, and I want to tell you something. One of the number one things that I would preach over and over again is when you're kind to everybody, things just happen. Mm-hmm. Great things happen when you're kind, especially when you're not expected to be.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not do the right thing? But we have the ability every morning to make a brand new day. That's why the sun goes down at night and the sun comes up in the morning. The sun coming up in the morning to me is a new opportunity. It's a brand new day. Great things can happen.
And you get to make the choice.
You get to make the choice.
No one gets to choose for you.
Nope. So, Jeff, is your invisible crown on right now?
It is.
All right, great.
And my robe.
And your invisible robe.
And gosh dang it, people like me.
And gosh dang it, people like him. And I do too, because I'm grateful that he's one of my favorite guests on my podcast. Jeff, you help people get better, and I'm grateful for that. And if you guys want to learn more about Jeff Herdzina, it's the founder and president of Exit Big. You can go to his website, exitbig.com. And Jeff, I want to thank you for being on this podcast today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Thanks for sharing those nuggets. Those are great reminders why we all deserve to wear a crown.
Yeah, I totally agree. And thank you, audience, for tuning in. And just stay motivated and keep getting better. Thank you.
A Parkville Media Production.